Hey, hey, hey. It's your girl, Miriam, Mimi. Man, I'm tired. Again, we've been churching all week. Um, but I wanted to come to y'all with part 5 of my experience with a narcissistic, egotistical sociopath. Before I come to you, though, I really need you to do me a favor. If you are not already following me, please go and follow me at Songbird Since Birth on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Okay? So pause the video and go do that. And then come back so you can get the tea. So, at the end of February, he had gotten sick. So the last Sunday in February, I was at church, and I believe it was the last Sunday of February. Pretty sure it was. Well, I was at church in the choir stand, and I got a phone call. And I almost didn't answer the call, but I did. So I'm like, hello? I'm whispering because I'm at church in the choir stand. So I got my head down, like, hello? So I could tell whoever it is, I'm at church. But the other voice on the other end was like, hi, is this Miriam? And I said, well, who is this? And she said her name and that she was calling from urgent care. I'm like, okay, like, what can I do for you? She said, well, I have your husband here. And I said, okay. I didn't say he's not my husband. I wanted to know what was going on. So she says, his blood pressure is dangerously high. So we're sending him over to the emergency room, to Memorial. And he told us to call his wife. He's saying that he wants you, to go to the hospital. So I said, okay. I believe I told one of the ministers what was happening. And I was like, hey, I'm gonna leave. And I explained to him what was happening. He was like, okay, keep us posted, because at this time, remember, he was frequenting my church, almost as if he was a member there. So, he was talking to people and getting to know people. So I was letting them know what was going on. So one of the young ladies said, I'll take you, because I realized I had forgot that I didn't drive myself to church. My son had my car. I don't know if he was at work or he just dropped me off. But anyways, I said, dang, I don't have my car. And she said, I'll take you. So we left, and she took me to the emergency room. I get there. They let me back to where he is. He's so dramatic. He's looking all how he was looking. And so the nurses and even the doctors, they came in, they were saying, hey, we need to do a CAT scan because we don't really know what is happening with you. His blood pressure was so high. It was like 200 something over 100 something, high 100s, okay? That bottom number shouldn't ever be 100 anything. So they did a CAT scan because they said, you have stroke-like symptoms. Y'all, this man ran with that stroke-like symptoms and started telling people he had a stroke. The people said, hey, we can't confirm that you had a stroke because we don't see anything on the CAT scan, but we would like to do an MRI. He's totally against the MRI. I don't want to do an MRI. I'm claustrophobic and X, Y, and Z. Every excuse he could think of, he came up with it so he wouldn't have an MRI. I felt that he didn't want to have the MRI because he knew that all these spots and different things that he was claiming that he had this cancer with wasn't going to show on there, so that would be something else that he would have to explain. So he just ran with the whole, I had a stroke, my hand was paralyzed, he was not paralyzed on one side. I don't know why he kept running with that story. And his hand was closed up really tight. I could be wrong, but I think he was just holding his hand closed tight for extra attention. I really do. And again, I could be wrong, but the man, he'll get attention any way he can. Like, he suffers from, he has abandonment issues and rejection issues. So however he feels that he can get some attention, that's what he's gonna do, which is why he probably started this life of scamming and conning and scheming in the first place, because it gave him attention. He don't care what type of attention he get. Like, now I know he's watching this, okay, because he stalks my page. First of all, the man is obsessed with me, okay. He is. We're not social media friends. He's blocked from my Facebook. Yet and still, he still finds a way to see whatever I have going on social media. My pages are public anyways, but you'll never know who he is because he's incognito on these pages, on these sites, because he's running from God knows how many people, how many states, how many towns. No, you would probably never know, but I do know that he's, incognito with at least 5 different pages, okay? So how do I know this? Because he has oftentimes spoken to me about what he's seen on my social media platforms, okay? In fact, Monday night, I was in choir rehearsal. For the AIM convention, and I got a phone call. I saw a phone call, and it was him, so I didn't answer. Then I realized that before he called, he had texted me saying, you don't have anything better to do than to, I don't remember exactly, but you don't have anything better to do than basically to talk about me on Facebook. So my response was, while you're stalking my social media, stay tuned for part 4. So I haven't heard from him since then. But yeah, so it was the whole, he gets up in church now, I had a stroke and I was paralyzed on one side. I couldn't even open this hand. And anybody that was at the hospital, like, it was some people from my church that had been to the hospital, he got up in church and told it, they were there, they saw it, and of course they was like, yeah, amen, we witnessed that, because your hand was closed up tight. However, nobody ever that I know of said that he was paralyzed, because he wasn't paralyzed on one side. He was like, oh, I was sick, I was very sick. That's true, he was sick and still is sick, okay. So that's another lie that he told. I had a stroke and all of this. We don't know if he had a stroke because they couldn't verify that, because he wouldn't do the MRI. It was something else I wanted to give y'all. Oh, I had it. I don't remember. I'm gonna upload this, and then I'm gonna come back with the rest of part 5. I think I did say at the beginning that this was part 5 of my experience with the narcissistic, egotistical sociopath. I'm gonna be back once I remember what it was I wanted to tell y'all, because it was something good.